So one of the questions I got is from a person who has every personal planet as well as Jupiter and Saturn, depending on whether you count those as personal planets. Some people don't, except for the moon in Aquarius, and in their fifth house in Placidus. And usually I read whole sign, but I am happy to read Placidus for this. It doesn't bother me that much, but I will add that the sixth house may also be super important to you. So basically, when you have everything in one sign, it's just going to mean that those traits of that sign are really amplified in your life. So if you have a lot of Aquarius placements, you're like a super Aquarius. The main thing that it's going to mean is, so the fifth house is, some of the things that the fifth house represents are children, our experience of parenting, but also our hobbies, creativity, the legacy that we want to leave in the world, hobbies. It can also have to do with dating, especially casual relationships that aren't long-term. So if you have the ruler of the seventh in the fifth, you might find, especially if you're an Aquarius, this doesn't have to be the case, but you might find that you're somebody that doesn't really want to settle down. You want to be able to date around basically, for your whole life, because maybe you just find it extremely enjoyable. Maybe that is one of your hobbies. So, yeah, it's really, when we have a lot of energy in a certain area, it's really just placing a lot of emphasis. Because a lot of times when we read a chart, what we do is we're going to say, okay, so each sign is associated with a ruler. And so when we, let's say we want to know about who we're going to marry. People always want to know about that. You're going to look at the seventh house and the ruler of the seventh house, and then you're going to look at what house that planet is in. So if your seventh house is Pisces, you're going to look at Jupiter, and you're going to see what house that's in and what sign that's in, and that's going to tell you some of the qualities that your spouse is going to have. It can also tell you where you're going to meet them. So I'm running out of time here, so let me know if what I said makes any sense to you. It's fine if not. Feel free to ask me more questions so that we can get to, so that you feel satisfied and you feel like you understand yourself better.